Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League tonight. We're bringing you from the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters and the Orix Buffaloes, as this will be the second game of the three-game set. Last night, it was a victory for the Buffaloes at home behind Yamazaki, who knocked off the Fighters 6-2. Tonight, well, it is the second game of the series between these two ball clubs. Currently, right now, the Fighters are standing third in the Pacific League standings. They are 8.5 games behind the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, and they are one game behind the Senaba Cebu Lions for second place. The Orix Buffaloes, they are in fourth place. They are 13.5 back of Fukuoka, and they stand 5 back of the Fighters. So this is an important series for them if they want to try to crawl back into the playoff picture. First of all, I'm going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Hokkaido tonight, leading off and playing first base, number 21, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Batting second at shortstop, number 43, Tatsuki Mizuno. And the third spot and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Franmil Reyes. In right field, wearing number 5, is Yuki Nomura. Batting in the fifth spot and doing the catching is number 3, Yuya Gunji. Hitting sixth in left field is number 60, Kengo Yoshida. Batting seventh to second base tonight is number 4, Daigo Kawabata. Batting in the eighth spot is the third baseman, and that is going to be Naoki Arizono. And batting ninth, and in center field tonight is number 50, and that is going to be Ryo Isobata. And who are they going to be facing? Well, it's going to be Naruki Teranashi, who takes to the hill for the Buffaloes, who's 4-2 on the year. And Teranishi is worked 49 innings. He's allowed 55 hits, 27 runs, 23 have been earned, walking 15 and striking out 42 while pitching to a 4.22 ERA. Now you're starting the lineup for the home team, the Orix Buffaloes, leading off tonight and playing third base, number 6, Yuma Mune. Batting second, doing designated hitting is number 10, Koji Oshiro. Batting third and left field is number 7, Ryoma Nishikawa. The cleanup spot and playing second base is number 1, Ryo Oda. Batting fifth at shortstop is number 24, Kotaro Kobayashi. Batting in the sixth spot and at first base tonight is number 50, Ryoma Yamanaka. Batting in the seventh spot and in right field is number 38, Ryoto Kita. Hitting eighth in center field is number 8, Yusuke Mugatani. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 2, Kenya Wakatsuki. And who are they facing? Well, it is the the third or the fourth week now that we are doing a game where Takayuki Kato is getting the start. 10-2 on the year. He is chasing the elusive 11th win. For him, it will be a career high. He's worked 96 and a third innings. He has allowed 87 hits. He has given up 36 runs, 29 have been earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 50, and he's pitched to a 2.71 ERA. Well, those are your starting lineups, and we'll be back in just a few with all the action. It's Fighters and Buffaloes from the Kyocera Dome after this musical timeout.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we are glad that you guys are tuning in to listen to us tonight, as it will be the Buffaloes and the Fighters, as this is game 2 of the 3-game set, and we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow for the same 2 ball clubs. So hopefully you guys can make it in for that one as well. Well, it is going to be Kato versus Teranishi, as we had mentioned in the outset. For those people who like to jump in and always ask us, where can we find this game? And we will point them back here to the 6-minute mark. If you want to watch the broadcast, Hokkaido Bunka Broadcasting 1 is carrying the game on TV. It is BS10 and J-Sport 3 are carrying the game on TV. If you're looking for online distribution, DAZN, Rakuten TV, or Baseball Live could be your options. And that is where you can go hunt it down. So when people come in and start asking where can we find the games, we will point them back to minute number 6. Well, the right-hander Teranishi has just completed his tune-up tosses, and the fighters are coming to bat. It'll be Kiyomiya, Mizuno, and Reyes to get things going here in the top of the first inning as we are ready to get this one underway. So the Buffaloes wearing their home black uniforms with the gold and white trim. I kind of like the buffalo on this particular hat. The first pitch on the way is a fastball that just misses down, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Kotaro Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya getting a spot in the rare top of the order. Not used to seeing him in that spot. Usually we've seen him anywhere from 2 to 6. As the pitch is on the way, it is a changeup that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Kiyomiya. 27-year-old batting from the left side, facing the right-hander, batting .242 on the year with 12 homers and 42 runs driven in. Waits, and the pitch on the way is a fastball that is taken for a called strike. That was a very late call by the home plate umpire. A strike nonetheless. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Again, the right-hander pauses at the top of the delivery. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into right field. He didn't get enough of it. Moving over is the right fielder, Kita. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. And Kiyomiya is gone for the first out of the innings, so 1 up and 1 away. And that'll bring up the shortstop in Tetsuki Mizuno. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes from left to right field, it is Nishikawa in left. The center fielder is Mugatani with Kita in right. Around the horn from first to third, it is Yamanaka at first base. The second baseman tonight is Oda. At short, it's Kobayashi, and over at third is Mune. As the first pitch, fastball comes inside for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Mizuno. 26-year-old Mizuno batting .285 on the year with 9 homers and 37 runs batted in. And the pitch is a fastball that misses up and away. And the count now runs even to 1-1 on Mizuno. Mizuno batting from the left side here. Fighters are in the blue-white tops. They've got the gray pants on for this evening's affair. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Yamanaka, and the underhand flips it to the pitcher covering. That's going to go down as a ground out 3-1 for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the designated hitter in Franmil Reyes. And our friend Samurai Prayer in the house tonight. He says, peace and blessings to you from Osaka. We're glad you can make it in. Calling a game from your backyard. Well, this brings Franmil Reyes to the plate, the big fella batting from the right side. Waiting here on the first pitch from Teranishi, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses low for a ball. Count is 1-0. Reyes with that open stance, taps both sides of the plate. As the right-hander works himself to the belt, then he up to the chest. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. The 31-year-old Franmil Reyes, our friend Samurai Prayer, said, and I think the other stream that there's rumors, maybe it was him, he's talking about leaving the NPB. Batting .322 on the year with 24 homers and 62 runs batted in. It was either him or maybe it was our other friend Tim who had checked in and was letting us know that. I'm not really sure. I haven't caught any rumors to that yet. I would think he's a big part of the fighter lineup. I think if I'm the fighters, I want to keep him around. There's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count now runs to 3-1. Especially with the uncertainty in Major League Baseball next year, I would think that some of the players that are currently playing, I'd want to try to keep them under the fold. 3-1 on the way. Fastball swung on and grounded, foul past the bag. If I'm Reyes, that's maybe not the opportunity to jump back to North America. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the big fella gets himself set back in. He's got the pink batting gloves, the pink elbow guard. Very distinguishable, and the pink shin guard as well. There's a fastball that misses down and away. It's going to be ball 4. And Reyes is aboard with a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the right fielder in Yuki Nomura. So one aboard here as Nomura strides to the plate. Nomura getting the start in right field tonight. Full slate of games around the NPB. There is another game going on tonight at the PayPay Dome, which has just got underway between the Eagles and the Hawks. The other early start is at the Vantolin Dome. That game goes between the Giants and the Dragons as that first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. It counters 0-1 to Nomura. Barrett batting from the right side on the season, hitting .257. And he's got himself 13 homers and 50 runs driven in. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's popped up behind home plate. It's playable. Moving over underneath it is Wakatsuki. He's got plenty of room to make the catch, and he does, and that is going to do it as Nomura's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they do get a base runner, and that is all. No runs in the inning. There was no hits. There was no errors, and 1 runner left. We are through a half inning. Your score is the Fighters 0 and the Buffaloes coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call just a couple of moments after this on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everyone. The 34-year-old Kato has just completed his tune-up tosses, and we are ready to resume the action here in just a moment as he will be facing the top of the order in Yumamune, Koji Oshiro, and Ryoma Nishikawa. To get things going here, the bottom of the first inning. As the lefty ready to deliver, the first pitch is a really slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. 99 kilometers on the radar gun, or 59 miles an hour in our books. So no balls and 1 strike to Mune. Pitch on the way from the lefty is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And the lefty Kato ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. Slow breaking ball misses way outside. Count goes to 1-2 on Mune. 0-2 strikes it is. Mune waggling the bat from the left side as the lefty double clutches and delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep left center field. Moving back over underneath it is Isabata, and he's there to haul it in. So Mune is away for out number 1 here to start the first inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Koji Oshiro. Well, for Oshiro, as he strides to the plate, batting on the season .313, but he's only had 16 at-bats. He is 5 for 16. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. As the lefty Kato kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses way outside. Count quickly, 1 ball and no strikes to Oshiro. Oshiro waiting on the offering, and there's a breaking ball that is swung through and missed, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Left-hander against the right-hander. As Kato delivers, there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. On the lefty, Kato kicks and delivers, double clutch. Fastball swung on, popped up softly over on the left side. Moving to his left a little bit is Mizuno, who makes the catch, and that puts Oshiro away for the second out of the innings. So 2 up and 2 away, and it's going to leave it all up to the left fielder in Ryoma Nishikawa. Well, for Nishikawa, he steps in, batting from the left side, and the first pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Nishikawa. Nishikawa enjoying himself a nice campaign here with the Buffaloes. Batting .291 on the year with 9 homers and 42 runs batted in. Pitch on the way is a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-0. Nishikawa, got a chance to see him live a few years ago with the Hiroshima Carp. And with regards to him, I was really intrigued by the way that he played. He had good jumps on the ball. He played in left field for the Carp. Saw him against the Bay Stars live. Also saw him again against the Yomiuri Giants. And he waves at a pitch, and the count now goes to 2-1. Almost like a half-hearted pitch. Looked like he swung after the ball was already in the mid of the catcher. I don't know why he couldn't figure out why he had to pull the trigger on that one. So that actually runs the count to 2-2. I've got it at 2 balls and a strike. I must have missed one somewhere. Here's the pitch from Kato. It's a breaking ball missing down and away. Count now goes to 3-2 if you believe the scoreboard, 3-1 if you believe us. I'm going to hazard a guess it's probably the scoreboard who is right. Here's the payoff pitch. On its way. Fastball swung on, and it's grounded off the glove of Kato. They're going to have to hurry to get him, and it's going to roll away from Kato. He's not going to be able to make the play. That's going to be an infield single here for Nishikawa with 2 out in the first inning. I wonder sometimes if he would have let it go, if the ball would have just gone up the middle, and that they would have been able to make the play without it. But in this situation here, Kato, being a lefty, the ball was actually hit to his bare hand side. He had to reach across with the glove. He ended up knocking it down, but it ended up just squirting away, unable to make the play. So Nishikawa aboard with the 2-out single. That's going to bring Ryo Oda to the plate. Oda stepping in, batting from the right side. Getting a spot in the cleanup spot in the order tonight. The first pitch is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. Oda on the season batting .290, enjoying himself a pretty good year. He's got himself 8 homers and 40 runs driven in. .25 years old as the right-handed hitting second baseman waits, and as a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander waggling the bat. As the lefty ready to go again. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, moving over underneath it with plenty of room to make the catch. As the right fielder Nomura, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. Your scores were through 1 complete inning. It is the Fighters 0 and the Buffaloes 0. Top of the second is around the corner when we come back after this. Appreciate you for hanging in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody, to the live action, as it is going to be Teranishi beginning his second inning of work. It'll be Yuya Gunji, Kengo Yoshida, and Daigo Kawabata to come to the plate. The catcher Gunji here tonight. Well, he's hitting .233 on the year with 5 homers and 23 runs batted in. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Gunji. Gunji getting the start behind the plate. I was commenting I'd say probably a couple of weeks ago, we were saying that I hadn't really seen Gunji catch much. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count's now 2-0. As Yua Tamiya usually gets the lion's share, and we've seen Shinto and a couple others don the gear, but not so much Gunji. Of course, even Ariel Martinez has put on the gear in years past for the Fighters. Fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 2-1. But not so much Gunji, but Gunji getting a little bit of work here behind the plate. Kengo Yoshida and Kawabata, as we said, to follow here, as it is the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Fighters. Fastball swung on this is going to lift it down the right field line, but it's going to be out of play over the netting into the stands, and that is going to run the count to 2-2 on Gunji. It was a four-seam fastball that had a little bit of late life on it. Started to run into the hands of the hitter. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Gunji. Right-hander again working into the delivery. Kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. This ball can be trouble. It's going to get down. It's going to get all the way to the wall. Fielding it is the center fielder, and that's Magatani, and he fires it in, and it's a leadoff double here for Gunji to start the second inning to get things started here for the Fighters. So that is their first hit of the evening. Teams have checked in on the board. That was a fastball right up at belt high. Good job by the hitter to keep his hands inside the ball, able to drive that ball off the wall in left center field. So Gunji in with the double. And that brings Yoshida to the dish. And for Yoshida, well, he enters the game tonight, batting from the right side here. Hitting .307 with 8 homers and 16 RBIs. Right-hander holds to the set. He checks the runner at second, now delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up over on the third base side. Giving chase is Mune over by the camera well, and he's going to have room to make the catch. And that is going to retire Yoshida. He's gone. That's an unproductive at bat. As Mune able to haul that one in for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman in Daigo Kawabata. So if you are a fan of the Fighters, you're going to lament that one. That is absolutely unproductive. And maybe typically not Japanese baseball. Runner at second base, nobody out. You'd think maybe they want to get him over to third and have a couple cracks to bring him home. So the right-hander Teranishi ready to go again. He checks the runner Gunji at second, now delivers. First pitch to Kawabata. It misses up and away for ball one. Counts 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander working himself at the belt again. Checking the runner over at second. There's a fastball that misses up and away. Count now goes to 2-0 on Kawabata. Fighter fans expressing their support as they are the traveling supporters tonight. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. As the right-hander holds to the set, checks the runner again at second base, checks him again. Here's the offering. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Pretty solid crowd for a Saturday afternoon affair in Osaka for this one. Buffaloes are the team that probably is the least supported. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. on its way. It is a changeup that is taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. I'll take a look at that again. I don't know if it was a changeup or maybe it was more of something along the lines of a cut type piece or a cutter, but he did take something off that fastball. At the depth of a changeup that you would see. As Teranishi again holds to the set, here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. Interesting, Kama Kawabata getting the start here again tonight. He's hitting .227 on the year with no homers and 4 RBIs. Here comes the 2-2. As he kicks and delivers, fastball misses up and away. It's now 3-2 to Kama Kawabata. On deck is Naoki Arizono. Getting the start here again tonight. We've had a chance to watch him in the lineup the last few weeks. He's getting a regular bit of playing time for the big boss. Teranishi looks again at the runner at second, checks him again. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. Kama Kawabata is going to get himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's also going to bring Kenya Wakatsuki out to the mound to have a few words with his right-hander. So that conference is over, and we're now ready to resume the action. So this brings Naoki Arizono to the plate, batting .304 for the big boss, a homer and 5 RBIs. So we mentioned he got off to a bit of a heater to get things going. 23-year-old standing in on the right side. He looks bigger than what he is. Has his hands extended up at shoulder height. Here's the pitch. First pitch, breaking ball, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Ryo Isabata waiting his turn on deck. We're in the bottom part of the batting order for the Fighters. Here comes the 0-1. Teranishi looks, now delivers. Fastball misses outside. The count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend Eloy Perez in the house, and we appreciate you for popping in. From Monterrey, Mexico. We appreciate always when you stop in there, Eloy. Thank you for doing so. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses inside. A little early for you tonight, I think, Eloy. Normally he pops in a little bit later in our streams, but we're glad to have you here earlier tonight. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Arizona. Crowd chanting here as the Fighters are threatening here in the second inning. Runners at first and second with only 1 gone. And the 2-1 pitch ready to come to Arizona. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses inside, and now it goes to 3-1. So they're looking to do a little bit of damage. Here are the Fighters in inning number 1. A little bit of a late arriving crowd for us tonight. But for those who have popped in, we're glad to have you. Right now, 32 pitches for Teranishi, and he's living by the 50% rule. He's only thrown 16 balls and 16 strikes. That's not going to be good enough to stick around in this game long enough. Here comes the 3-1. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Arizona was ready to start making his way to first base, but the right hand of the home plate umpire brought him back to the batter's box. We get a look at the overhead view on that one. And I would say that if there was ABS, I think I'd want to make a challenge. Here comes the 3-2. As I think it looked like it may have been off the corner. 3-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on. Grounded up the middle. The pitcher thought about fielding it. He let it go through, and that's a good decision. Fielded by Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first. It's going to be an inning-ending double play, 6-3. If you're keeping a score for us at home. And that is going to do it here for the Fighters in their half of inning number 2. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. They strand, unfortunately, that leadoff double. There was no errors and 1 runner left the board. Your score as we move to the bottom of the second inning, it is a 0-0 ball game between the Fighters and the Buffaloes. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back with a call at the bottom of the second when we return after this musical timeout. Your score as we move to the bottom half of inning number 2, it is the Buffaloes and the Fighters locked at zeros. We'll be back in 30 with all the action. Welcome back, everybody. It'll be Kotaro Kirby-Ashi, Ryoma Yamanaka, and Ryota Kida to come to bat here. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Buffaloes as they will be taking on the starter Takayuki Kato here for his second inning of work. Kato is trying to get himself his 11th victory. It just seems to be going on and on here without it happening. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a call and strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kirby-Ashi. Kirby-Ashi hitting .263 on the year with 14 homers and 44 runs driven in. Swings at a fastball and pops it up over on the right side. Moving over underneath it, but is he going to have room to make the catch? Yes, he is. Kotaro Kiyomiya is going to haul that one in, and Kirby-Ashi is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. I didn't think he was going to have enough real estate, but the ball came back. That's where the temporary seating area comes in handy. That's the area that doesn't have any of the netting protecting the fans. Only the helmets that they give them from time to time. So one gone in the inning. It brings Ryoma Yamanaka to the plate, and the first pitch breaking ball is swung on and missed. Counts quickly 0-1. 25-year-old Yamanaka getting the start at first base tonight. Hitting .295 with 2 homers and 21 runs batted in. Fastball swung on the ground. It this time off the glove of the pitcher over to the shortstop Mizuno, but he's going to field it and throw to first. And that is going to retire Yamanaka. That's going to go into the books as a ground out, 1-6-3. Very fortunate on that little deflection for out number 2. And that is going to leave it up to the right fielder in Ryota Kida. Part of me says, I'd like to see this veteran left-hander here get a win here or get a victory to get him to that 11th elusive win. If you're a fan of the Buffaloes, you probably don't want to hear that, but or I should say, Kato's going to need that here at some point. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Going 0-1 to Kida. The batting from the left side here against the lefty Kato as he double clutches and delivers. Fastball swung on and shot foul over on the first base side. And now the count goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kida again waiting here on the offering from the left-hander. Again, double clutches and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Kato has made quick work of the Buffaloes here in inning number 2 as they go quietly in order to end the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Your score as we're now through 2 complete. Well, we are where we started. It is the Buffaloes nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit with all the action right after this musical timeout on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Your score as we move to the top of the third inning, it is 0-0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the calls right after this timeout.
Do you hear that? My sanity about to break while everyone I know's out. On a trip, on a boat, on a lake. I'm tired of feeling all FOMO, babe. I don't even care if we stay home. Put our to-do list on ice. We crank the AC to 79 and make
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9-1 and 2 hitters to come to bat here against the right-handed throwing Teranishi. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Teranishi, Kiyomiya, and Mizuno to come to bat here in inning number 3 as Sabata, hitting .205 on the year with no homers and 1 RBI, takes a breaking ball over for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. Sabata is a game changer. He has been able to do that on a couple of occasions, especially was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago on a ball that he was able to go first to third on a sacrifice bunt. The confusion as the opponents weren't able to cover third base, and was able to do a good read as he went all the way around from first to third. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, as the right-hander kicks and he delivers. That is a fastball swung on and tap foul over behind home plate. The count, no balls and 2 strikes to Sabata. Again, the left-handed hitting center fielder taps both sides of the plate. And waiting here on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses way outside. The count now 1-2 to Sabata. Sabata, I think at this point, in the lineup, batting in the 9 spot, he's the guy that I want you to beat me with the bat. Maybe not necessarily with the bunt, but make him swing the bat. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and he is gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. That's the first recorded strikeout tonight for Teranishi. One of the books here, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Kentaro Kiyomiya. Well, for Kiyomiya, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown out to right field in his only trip to the dish. Batting from the left side, really waggling the bat. The pitch on the way. Breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is quickly 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Kiyomiya waiting on the offering. 12 homers, 42 RBIs, as we mentioned. Struggled to put the ball in play a little bit this year. There's a fastball missing down and away. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded over to first. Dropping to one knee is the first baseman Yamanaka. And he'll easily win the race to the bag, and that's going to be a ground out to 3 for out number 2. And that'll leave it up to the shortstop in Tatsuki Mizuno. Well, Mizuno coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He is grounded out to first with his only trip to the plate. Sorry, grounded to first, and he flipped the pitcher covering, so he was the first out. He swings at a fastball and hammers it foul down the right field line. Counts 0-1. Mizuno this year has really swung the bat well. He's hitting .285 entering the game tonight, which is where he's at right now with 9 homers and 37 runs batted in. Enjoying himself a nice season at the plate. Here comes the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count runs even to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, Teranishi delivers. There's a fastball that misses just off the outside corner. The count now goes to 2-1 on Mizuno. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander lifts. He really pauses at the top of the delivery. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. Again, the right-hander delivers. There's a fastball that's taken on the inside corner. Mizuno standing there taking all the way. Count now full. Again, the right-hander pausing at the top and now delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats down the left field line. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It remains on Mizuno. It's going to be the 50th pitch of the ball game for Teranishi. Looks like he's settling down a little bit. As the 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to the right side. They're going to have to hurry. Fielded on the run by Oda. He throws off balance, and they're going to nail Mizuno. What a great play there by Oda. It's going to go in the books as a ground out 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here as the Buffaloes are able to get out of that half inning. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Your score now as we move to bottom of the 3rd inning. It is the Fighters 0, Buffaloes 0. Stick around, everybody. It's kind of like watching an elevator go up and down, and it's not too exciting. Nothing too interesting quite yet. So hopefully that means the best is yet to come. Stick around, everybody. Our friend God is Great is in the house, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with all the action. Ethan is back tonight, and he says, you think the Buffaloes can win this game tonight? Yeah, I do. I think the Buffaloes can win this game tonight, make it 2 in a row. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. It is already a 1-0 count on the center fielder, Yusuke Mugatani, and he takes a breaking ball outside to make it 2-0. Mogatani, Wakatsuki, and Mune to come to bat for the Buffaloes here in the bottom half of inning number 3. As Kato delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Moving over to his left, plenty of room to make the catch is the left fielder Yoshida. And that is going to retire Mogatani for out number 1. It's going to bring up the catcher in Kenya Wakatsuki. For Wakatsuki, well, he's enjoyed himself a pretty good year this year. Our friend Ethan says, who's batting? It is the Buffaloes right now. As we find ourselves in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Wakatsuki pretty good defensively. Anything you can get from him on the offensive side is a bonus. There's a first pitch fastball swung on it. Is lifted down the right field line over toward the foul line, and underneath it, with room to make the catch, is the right fielder Nomura. That's going to put Wakatsuki away for the 2nd out of the inning, and it's going to bring up the top of the order in Yuma Mune. So a couple of pitches and 2 quick outs here. Bring Yuma Mune to the dish. So Mune coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1. Batting from the left side here against the left-hander Kato, who delivers a fastball. That's taken for a called strike. Mune tonight 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his first time up. Batting from the left side here against the lefty Kato. And the pitch is a fastball that moves Mune off the plate. Count goes even at 1-1. Yeah, I was saying tonight, like we were saying, who's going to win the game tonight? Well, I think the Buffaloes will win the game tonight. I'm hoping Kato actually gets a win, but seems like right now the fighters just can't seem to get out of their own way. He got 10 wins against 1 loss, and he has been it's been elusive to try to get this 11th win. Fastball misses inside to Mune. It's now 2-1. Not a very good season has the lefty Kato. There's the pitch. It's a very slow breaking ball. 96 kilometers an hour. Drops in, but inside, says the home plate umpire. And I think he's got that one right. 3 balls and 1 strike to Mune. And here comes the pitch from Kato again. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mune. Kato is the quintessential crafty lefty, soft-tossing lefty. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Fielded on the run by Kama Kawabata. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Mune on a ground out 4-3 to do it here. Boy, this is a quick 3 innings in the book in this one. We got no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. 1 over the minimum for Kato through 3. Your score is where we started, the Fighters nothing and the Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th inning. Just a couple of moments after this one. Appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Our friend Ethan wants to get the party going. Well, we'll give you the music to do it. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Fighters. That means Franmil, Reyes, Yuki Nomura, Yuya Gunji as the first pitch fastball is taken at the knees for a called strike. Reyes walked his first time up, and he was stranded in the first inning. Batting .322 on the year with those 24 homers and 62 runs batted in. He takes a breaking ball outside. The count goes even to 1-1. As we said, 50 pitches in the first inning the first 3 innings for Teranichi. He's not exactly been the sharpest so far here tonight. Fastball on the way, swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, counted 1-2 to Reyes. 4 times tonight he has gone to full count on the hitters that he's faced. In the first 11 hitters, and he has struggled to throw strikes consistently, although he has started to settle down a little bit here. As a breaking ball misses way outside, the count now goes to 2-2. Words out of my mouth, and it is just a bit outside. Again, the right-hander ready to deliver as he works himself into the motion. He kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball down, and they don't have to appeal to first. The home plate umpire says that Reyes has gone around. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Yuki Nomura. Well, for Nomura, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to the catcher to end inning number 1. Reyes sure didn't like that call. Boy, they went back again. Fastball swung on, grounded on, one hop over to second base, fielded neatly by the second baseman Oda, and he's in the books on a ground out 4-3. So 2 quick outs here to start the 4th inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher Yuya Gunji. So that might be what the doctor ordered. As Teranichi's pitch count was ratcheting up through 3. 6 pitches to dispose of the first 2 batters here in inning number 4 will help the cause. When I see Teranichi, he often reminds me, he looks from the behind, from the side, as Daisuke Yamaoka, pitcher for the Buffaloes, as there's a breaking ball dropping in for a called strike to Gunji. I always kind of have to do a double take to see who is on the mound. As the righty pauses, now delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander ready to go. The 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses well off the outside corner, and the count now 1-2 on Gunji. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander ready to deliver. He delivers a breaking ball that is swung on. It's lifted down the right field line, but it's going to make its way into the seats, and we're going to continue this battle at a ball and 2 strikes. Fighters, Buffaloes, top of the 4th inning. Nothing is your scoreline. As the right-hander ready to go again, Teranichi works himself to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wakatsuki looks up at the batter here as he double checks to make sure he's not taking the signs. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up on the first base side. Giving chase is the first baseman Yamanaka, but he's going to watch that drift into the seats. The count remains at 2 to Gunji. So 2 balls, 2 strikes it is. We will be back on the airwaves. That was weird. Back on the airwaves again tomorrow. Same 2 teams, same time, same channel. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses just off the inside corner. It moves Gunji off the plate to 3-2. Fastball was of the split finger variety. That ball did not do anything. It just sort of sat there. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander readied again, there's a fastball swung on it. Is grounded up the middle into center field for a base hit. So Gunji, who had the first hit of the ball game for the Fighters, now has the second hit of the ball game for the Fighters. He's got both of the base hits tonight. A double to start the second inning and a single now here in the fourth. So whatever Gunji has done, he has unlocked the key to success here against this hitter. Is now going to bring up Kengo Yoshida to the plate. So Yoshida comes to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He has popped out to third, his only trip up. Pitch on the way. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Yoshida hitting .304 with those 8 homers and 16 runs batted in. Seen Yoshida play a little bit. And he has been a bit of an adventure in the outfield at times. Here's the 0-1. Split finger pitch misses in the other batter's box, and the count now goes even to 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fighters Buffaloes tonight, Fighters Buffaloes tomorrow. And then during the week, there's going to be some early games, as we are going to be following the Fighters for at least 3 more games in the series, but it'll be against the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. North American time, it'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but it'll be the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games in Japan, as that fastball is popped up into shallow center field. Moving back on it is the the shortstop, Kirby-Yashi, and he is going to make the catch. That is going to do it, as that is going to retire the Fighters here in inning number 4. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Fighters 0 and the Buffaloes 0. Stick around. The bottom of the 4th inning is just around the corner, and we'll be back to bring it to you right after this musical timeout. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the left-hander Takayuki Kato, who is back on the mound here for inning number 4. 34 pitches in the first 3 innings. It'll be Oshiro, Nishikawa, and Oda to face him here as the first pitch breaking ball drops in for a called strike. Oshiro 0 for 1 tonight. He had popped to short his only trip to the plate. 5 for 17 now on the season. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses, and the count now goes to 1-1. Screaming Chicken says this page makes me feel like he's back in 2010. That's great. And if you darken it a bit, it might feel like you're back in 1978. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, but we're glad you could be here with us. Foul ball to Oshiro. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Ethan is bringing the Buffalo energy here tonight. Why do I have this feeling this game is going to be a 2-1 game or a 1-0 game when it's all said and done? 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-2. No matter what, we're glad everybody can make it in. Whether you listen live or on delay, we do get quite a few delay listeners as well. Again, the lefty Cato delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. Count remains at 2s. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Oshiro. And again, the lefty Cato delivers, and another ball that is swung on and fouled away. This one almost took off the umpire's head. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The battle is going to continue. 8 pitches about ready to come here to the right-handed hitting Oshiro. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Again, the lefty delivers. Slow breaking ball misses way outside. The count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Cato looking to try to put this away. It's the first time tonight he's gone full to anybody. And he pitches a breaking ball that is swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. And it's going to be pitch number 10. The batter number 2, who wears number 10. I don't know if I like the full uniforms here, the Buffaloes. The black pants, they almost look like the Chicago White Sox uniforms back in the early 80s, late 70s. There was a fastball swung on. It's popped up on the first base side of home plate. It's playable. Underneath it to make the catch is Gunji, and that's going to retire Oshiro. A bit of a pain here. 10 pitch at bat, unable to do anything other than a pop-up. But he takes the sting maybe out of the tail here of Cato, 1 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder in Ryoma Nishikawa. Well, for Nishikawa tonight, he has the first and the only hit recorded by the Buffaloes in this one. He is officially a 1-for-1 as the left-hander Cato kicks and delivers. There's an extremely slow breaking ball that misses for ball 1. It was 95 kilometers an hour. So 57 miles on our gun. Again, the lefty ready to go again as he works himself into the stretch. Now the pitch on the way. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. Cato likes to double clutch a lot. When I think of him, in some ways, he's a tamer version of nasty Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez, of course, made a name for himself with the New York Yankees. Again, Cato kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And what do you know? Just as the catcher Yuya Gunji has both of the hits for the Fighters, now so too does Ryoma Nishikawa have both of the hits here for the Buffaloes, as he's got a 1-out single. And that is going to be Ryo Oda coming to the plate. Our friend the Screaming Chicken says just be under the 6-run total. Well, the way this game is going, that would probably be the case. But finally, some action on the base paths here for the Buffaloes as they've got 1 aboard with 1 out, bringing Ryo Oda to the plate. Oda tonight is 0-for-1 as he lined out to the right fielder to end inning number 1. First pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, caught the outside corner. The ball's in a strike to Oda. For those of you who have just stumbled in here tonight, welcome to the stream. And for those of you who have been with us since the get-go, we're glad you're still with us. No balls and 1 strike as the lefty ready to deliver. There's a fastball swung through and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. If you're looking for scores from the out-of-town, it is 4-2 for the Eagles over the Hawks. That is in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bottom of the 3rd inning at the Vantolin Dome, the Dragons are sticking it to the Giants, 6-0 in that one. Bottom of the third there. As the lefty delivers, there is a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul just past the bag at third base. Count remains at 0-2. This is about the most that Cato has had to work so far tonight. That was pitch number 50. Throughout the ball game here, he has been very efficient in his first 3 innings of work. 10 pitches, though, to Koji Oshiro, so almost 30%. There's a line drive hit right to the glove of the first baseman. Kiyomiya fields it, steps on the base, and Nishikawa is doubled off as he's part of the double play. It's a double play to 3. And that will do it here to end the inning. Oh, a bit unlucky for Nishikawa. Ball was hit right on the screws by Oda, but right to the glove of Kiyomiya. And an unconventional 1-2-3 inning, but a 1-2-3 inning nonetheless. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is where we started. Fighters nothing and Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. The 5th inning is just around the corner, and we are at full speed in this one. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action right after this musical timeout. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in a bit.
Well, if you need a hand to carry a load, I'm here to let you know you can put that on me. When that old hurricane is starting to blow, I've always got a home where you can come be. Oh, because I ain't afraid of a little weather. We can make it together. When I tell you that I got you, and I'm here.
Your score as we move to the top of the 5th inning, it is 0-0. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action right after this timeout.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. As we resume the action, the first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Daigo Kamikawabata. Take it for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Kamikawabata, Arizona, and Isabata to come to bat here in the top of the 5th. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that just misses upstairs. Count goes even to 1-1. Our friend the Screaming Chicken asks the question, says, how do you choose which games to commentate? Well, I'll give you a rationale on 3 fronts. As the pitch is a fastball that just misses upstairs. The count is 2-1. The first one is that I like the Pacific League more than I do the Central League. So usually we stay with our games or more games in the Pacific League. That's just personal preference. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kamikawabata. The second thing is then I look for good pitching matchups. And the other thing I look for is earlier start games, because being on the west coast of North America, I don't know if I enjoy calling the 2 a.m. games. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 2-2. So when there's multiple games that start at the same time, just as there is here tonight, the Eagles were a team that I wasn't interested in watching, as they are in 5th in the Pacific. I'm probably staying away from the Eagles and Marines as much as I can. Anybody in the top 4, I wouldn't mind watching more than others. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle, fielded on the backhand side. Oh, what a play, but not going to be able to make the play. Good job by Wakatsuki covering on the overthrow by the second baseman, Oda. It is going to go into the books as a hit for Kamikawabata, so he's got himself a leadoff single here to start the 5th. But Oda had to go deep behind the bag at second base. He threw off balance, and he didn't have enough zip on the ball to be able to retire the runner, even if the throw would have been good. But a very good athletic play there by the second baseman, Oda. And that is going to bring Naoki Arizona to the plate. I'm watching the first baseman here, Yamanaka, hold the runner at first. I happen to be at a couple of minor league games over the last couple of days, and twice, both times I have seen the officials call obstruction on the first baseman holding the runner at first. I don't know how many games I've been to and how many games I've never seen that called, and glad it is, because I'm standing right in the way of the path to get the runner back to the bag. So here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a split finger that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Arizona. Arizona grounded into a 6-3 double play his last time up to end the second inning. Our friend Screaming Chicken says about the commentating, we thank you for that. So Arizona waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, Teranichi, as it's 1 ball and no strikes. Teranichi checks the runner over at first, and now he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. Be interesting tonight to see how this all shapes up. When Cato started the last couple of games, they've been pretty tight while he's been in the ball game. Be curious to see if this is going to carry on here as well tonight. Runs are looking like they're going to be at a premium. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Teranichi holds to the set. He again checks the runner, now delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. Count 1-2 to Arizona. So that's kind of the litmus test. I also, too, don't really always, I'll say enjoy. I can't say I don't enjoy it, but I don't, because I follow the Pacific League a little more than I follow the Central League, more familiar with the players in the Pacific than I am in the Central. A little bit more partial to that. But from time to time, I like to change it up a bit. And there is a breaking ball that just misses. Oh, Teranichi wanted that pitch, but no way, says the home plate umpire. It's now 2-2. Could have went both, a couple of ways. Could have been maybe a check swing. I think if I was the catcher, Wakatsuki, I might have wanted to appeal that. The home plate umpire certainly didn't give the call anyway. It looked like it might have been a strike called regardless. Well, here comes the 3-2 again as Teranichi ready to deliver. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul into the seats down the left field line, and the count remains at 2-2. Question is, who's my favorite team? Assuming it is a Pacific League team. I don't really have a favorite team. I like certain players more than anything else. I just enjoy watching good baseball, good old-fashioned ball. But I'll answer your question in a few ways. I've enjoyed watching the development of the fighters over the last few years. We stopped calling their game about 3 seasons ago because they were just so tough to watch defensively. It's like watching a bad Little League game. But I tip my hat to Shinjo. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. And that is going to be, is that going to be ball 4? I've only got it at ball 3. But I guess we're going to have to wait and see where that is. That was a pitch that ended up down in the other batter's box. And that is going to be ball 4. I must have missed a count there. I was breaking it down with the chicken there. That's going to be runners at first and second. That's going to bring Ryo Isobata to the plate. And if you got money, this is the spot where I'd be putting it on him to bunt. Because I'm going to tell you, this is a situation that is built for Isobata, a bunting spot. They're going to go out and have a chat here with their starter. But back to the Screaming Chicken question, what's our favorite team? So the favorite stadium that I like that I've been to in the Pacific League is I really like going to the Saitama Cebu Lions Stadium. Some people may not like it. It's that open air dome. So I think it's an engineering marvel. You placed a dome on top of a stadium that probably was built for the 1950s. Fascinating place to see a ball game. And here comes the first pitch to Isobata. And he does the inside spaghetti move to throw the runner back to second base, but Isabata not tipping his hand if he is going to be bunting or not. So the fighters, the development, the way that the team has come, although I hate to say it, they kind of have plateaued last year. I thought they were going to make another step last year. And there Isabata squares to bunt, and he takes a fastball outside for a ball. Count is 1-0. Fukuoka, you got to tip your hat to them. They have played some pretty steady and good baseball over the last few years. They've got pitching, they've got defense, they've got the whole 9 yards. Buffaloes, well, they had their run of 3 Pacific League championships. Of course, they took it on the chin when they lost Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Masataka Yoshida back-to-back years to Major League Baseball. 2 players that are very tough to replace. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Again, squaring to bunt is Isabata, but this time he bunts it foul over on the third base side. The count is 1-1. Our friend Screaming Chicken says he is a Tigers fan. Well, the Tigers' view from first place probably looks pretty good, as do they. It's battle with them and the Giants. And then the Swallows are in their annual free fall. I don't think that the Swallows are going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to fade right out. I think it's going to be a Baystar finish in third place. Here's the 1-1. Again, squaring to Bunny Sabati. He drops it down. And the only play is going to be to first. And the nice play there as the pitcher Teranishi came off the mound. It's going to be a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books 1-4 on the putout. Isabata is gone for the first out. Kamikawabata advances over to third. Arizona over to second. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Kotaro Kiyomiya. And for Kiyomiya, well, he strides to the plate 0 for 2 in this one. He has flown to right and grounded to first. That's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound as the Buffaloes are all going to come in and have themselves a confab here. Probably more than just talking about the batter coming to the plate as it is, so as much as they want to discuss how they're going to play this situation out, one would think. Tatsuki Mizuno waiting his turn on deck. I think this might be a situation in pitching to Kiyomiya. I think he's going to get pitched to, but I don't think he's going to get a lot good to hit. They do have the open base at first base. And Mizuno at the plate, maybe take your chances with him in a force situation than taking a chance giving Kiyomiya much good to swing at. Already 83 pitches. Our friend the Screaming Chicken says he's a Tiger fan, pure hated for both the Giants MLB and the NPB. Of course, when you listen to our channel here, we are Tiger fans of the MLB variety. First pitch fastball misses inside and moves Kiyomiya off the plate for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kiyomiya hitting .240 on the year with 12 homers and 42 runs driven in. A little bit disappointing, I would think, for the left-handed hitting first baseman of the Fighters. As the right-hander ready to deliver, kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, another one that just misses off the inside corner. The count now goes to 2-0. But I was sporting a Koji Chikamoto jersey yesterday at one of the games I went to, so I thought that was kind of neat. I really liked the way that, well, at least up until about 3 or 4 years ago, that the way that the Japanese jerseys were made, once that Fanatics took over, as they don't produce everybody, but they've got the Lions, the Giants, I believe they've got the Baystars as well. I really don't like the way that they have produced their unis. There is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. Count 2 balls and a strike to Kiyomiya. Our friend the Screaming Chicken says, what are the thoughts on the school ball trade? Well, The thought is that the Tigers have played better baseball after the trade deadline than they were before, although the injury bug is upon them. 14 players on the injured list. It's going to be a tough piece, especially to be able to sustain. And they are in tough against the White Sox right now. Fastball swung on and fouled away. 2-2 it is to Kiyomiya. I just have a feeling this is not going to be a long night for Teranishi. He is on 87 pitches here. Top of the fifth inning. Pitch economy, not the strength here. Infield is in, outfield is in. There's no real infield grass as the carpet is green all around the stadium. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. So a game that was cruising along through 4 has hit a rut here in the 5th. And there's a breaking ball swung on, is lifted into center field, moving over underneath. It should be deep enough to get the runner home from third, tagging at second. And they throw it into third, but it is going to get Kawabata, and it's a sacrifice fly to 8. Kiyomiya gets himself an RBI. That's the second out of the inning. Kamikawa scores the first run, and that has broken the deadlock. It is now a 1-0 lead here for the Fighters with 2 gone in the 5th, and it's going to bring Tatsuki Mizuno to the plate. And our good friend Tink back in the house. He's wanting to know, who do we like tonight? Around the NPB, well, games that are going on. Before the game started, I said I like the Buffaloes. If you don't like the Dragons, I don't know who you like. They're up 8-0 on the Giants in the 4th inning right now. Eagles, amazingly, are up on the Hawks 5-2 at the PayPay Dome. But as far as the later games are concerned, the ones that haven't started yet, as the right-hander ready to go again, Teranichi checks the runner at second, now delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Mizuno. Good pitching matchup later tonight at the Baluna Dome in Takarazawa between the Lions and the Marines. Chihiro Samita goes for the Lions. Andre Jackson goes for the Marines. I'd lean toward the Lions being at home in that one. Game between the Tigers and the Carp. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted down the left field line. It's going to drop in fair. Rounding third and heading home to score the run is Arizona, and it's now a 2-0 lead here for the Fighters. Got to wipe the blood off of that one as Mizuno stuck his bat out, able to get himself an RBI. Arizona coming in to score. 2-0 now is the lead for the Fighters, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Franmil Reyes. Just finishing off our tour of around the later games, Otake goes for the Tigers against Saito for the Carp. Probably, in my eyes, I would lean with the Tigers in that one. And then lastly, the game between the Swallows and the Bay Stars. I pretty much stand away from the Swallows from now to the end of the year. So I would be looking at the Bay Stars there. So here comes Franmil Reyes to the plate. The pitch on the way, fastball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side home plate. Count quickly 0-1. I'll give you our thoughts. Reyes tonight, officially 0-1. He struck out his last time up and he walked in his other trip to the plate. So 0-1 officially in this one. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes it is. Right-hander again gets the side from his catcher as he works himself to the belt. He checks the runner over at second, checks him again. Now kicks and delivers. Breaking ball, waved at and missed. Reyes is in the books. He's gone for the second time tonight via strikes. But the Fighters have struck, and they've struck twice here in the top of the 5th. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. no errors, and 1 runner left the board. We are halfway through this one. Your score is the Fighters 2 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. Bottom of 5th is just around the corner. We'll be back to bring it with you right after this musical timeout. Your score is 2-0 for the Fighters. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kobayashi, Yamanaka, and Kita to come to bat here as the first pitch breaking ball misses down and in. The count is 1-0 to Kobayashi. Kobayashi 0 for 1 tonight as he popped out to first, his only trip to the plate. Waiting here on the offering from Kato, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball taken for called strike. The count now goes even at 1-1. 51 pitches through 4 innings for the crafty lefty. As Kato double clutches again and delivers, there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for called strike. The count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the lefty kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down, and count goes even at 2-2 to Kobayashi. Kato looking in, getting the sign from his catcher as he's ready to go. And the pitch on the way. Slow breaking ball swung on, grounded up the middle, and that's going to get into center field. The ball has eyes as Kobayashi is aboard. They lead off single here to start the 5th, and that'll bring up the first baseman in Noriyama Yamanaka. So our friend Ethan says, let's get a Buffalo on the base and start the rally. Well, it's a good start with the leadoff batter aboard. Brings Yamanaka to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded into the popular 1-6-3 ground out. Batting from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Kato. Pitch on the way. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yamanaka batting .294 on the year. Not a lot of power in the stick for somebody who is playing first base, but we're getting the production from some of the other players who are maybe entrusted to do that. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to second. They're going to have to hurry to get one at second. They do. Back to first. It's going to be a double play. I wonder if they're going to go have a look at this one. It'll go 4-6-3. If it is going to go in the books as a double play, we'll wait and see here. Are the Buffaloes going to challenge? We'll get a look at this ourselves. Got in a little bit on the fists. A nice play there by the second baseman, Kamikawa Bada, to be able to make the play. On the back end, the first base umpire with an emphatic call, but it is going to be a double play. 4-6-3 variety in the books. And that is going to leave it all up to Ryota Kita, who swings at the first pitch breaking ball and misses, and the count is 0-1. Yoshida today. As we said, 0 for 1, he has struck out. Batting .277 on the year with 5 homers and 29 runs batted in. Takes a fastball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Well, we should be saying goodnight to Ethan. Looks like his night might be over, as he is not impressed with the double play. As that fastball catches the outside corner. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, lifted down the line in left field. Racing hard with room to make the catch is going to be Yoshida, and that is going to retire the Buffaloes here for an unconventional 1-2-3 inning yet again. No runs in the inning. There was a hit, no errors, and there was nobody left the board. We are now through 5 complete. The score, it's the Fighters 2 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. The top of the 6th inning will be upon us in a few. We like to call this the Japanese halftime. This is where we take ourselves a little break. They take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back in just a bit with all the action. And we'll try to talk our friend Ethan off the ledge. We'll be back in just a few. We got a 2-0 score line for the Fighters. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Hang with us, everybody. It's what we like to call the Japanese halftime, and we'll be right back after this. We are still a couple moments away from all the action returning. It is a 2-0 lead for the Fighters. Stick around, everybody. More baseball to follow in just a little bit.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who gon' rise and fall. I've been running from my flaws, still I'm stepping 10 feet tall. Mirror, mirror, don't you lie, I can see it in my eyes. Truth gon' surface every time, even when no other dancing with my shadow in a room full of gold, trying to count on my regrets like the stories I told. Mama said, boy, don't sell your soul for applause, but the silence louder now than a million God. I seen kings fall quick for a hit on a rail, seen queens trade crowns for a 6-figure deal. I don't blame them.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the 6th inning upon us, and it'll be coming to bat. It'll be Yuki Nomura, Yuya Gunji, and Kengo Yoshida, as we are just catching up on some of the other action around the NPB as well. And our friend CV is in the house. He says, how's it going? It's been going pretty good. I got the chance to see your Dust Devils as Tri-City is in town. Got a chance to watch them the first 4 games of the series. Had a bench clearing incident here today as the bullpens got a chance to get some conditioning in the middle of the game. Nothing had happened. One of the players for the Canadians, Vancouver Canadians, hit a 2-run blast, I believe it was, at the time. Maybe a 3-run shot, and he decided to do his best Fernando Tatis impersonations around the base paths, not to the delight of the pitcher for the Tri-City Dust Devils. Kento Kawase is taking over on the hill. The 24-year-old right-hander is coming in here to replace Teranishi. And you kind of had to figure that would be the case. He's working in his 11th game. He's got a 2.92 ERA on the season. So Kento Kawase on in relief. And the first batter to face is Yuki Nomura on the first pitch. Breaking ball is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. Nomura tonight 0 for 2. He's popped to the catcher and grounded to second in his 2 trips to the plate. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Going back, watching it, and it's going to sail into the seats. A solo shot here for Nomura to start off the 6th inning. And that is going to increase the lead to 3-0. Maybe it will be Kato getting his 11th win of the year. Well, our friend the Screaming Chicken asks, what's my favorite Japanese beer? I'm not a big beer drinker, but I do have a preference, and that would be the Asahi Super Dry. That is what I would argue and say is my favorite Japanese beer. CV says Tatis has a awesome home run trot. Well, the Tri-City Ball Club did not feel the same way about it when the fellow for the Canadians hit it today. There was a fastball taken for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Yuya Gunji, 2 for 2 today, a single and a double in his 2 trips. Takes a fastball low, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. CV got to a pile of games this year, and I'm leaving for Taiwan in a week because there's a fastball that misses outside. Count goes to 2-1. And I will probably go to another game in Taiwan as well. As the pitch is on the way, our friend Jimmy Redbeard in the house. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count is 3-1. Redbeard, great to see you. I think this year I've probably taken in about 13 minor league games, maybe more. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now full to Gunji. 3 major league games, about 13 minor league games, and probably another couple of more in the Taiwanese league. So been sitting at a lot of stadiums watching ball. Fastball swung on, line to right field, and it's a 3-hit performance by Gunji. As he's got himself a single here. That's going to bring up the left fielder in Kengo Yoshida. So this game here is kind of starting to fly sideways. CV says he's got one more Angel game left. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, one more Angel game until you can burn your tickets and maybe ever going back for a while. I don't know if I like that trade. I like, I'm not a Blue Jay fan, but I like that Soriano to the Jays. As they throw over to first base and diving back is Gunji. Arjun Damala is now the number 1 prospect, but he's going to be a big leaguer. I just don't know if I like the direction of where the Angels are at. The Angels team the farm team I watched today, I got some guys who are good players, but they're all on the wrong side of what I would consider prospects. There was a breaking ball swung on and fouled off into the feet of Yoshida. The ball's in 1 strike. Jimmy says he's going to see the Buccos and the Tigers. Tigers took it on the chin today. They got themselves into the wild card position yesterday. I didn't get a look to see what the Rangers or what everybody else did, but with the Tiger loss today, it's going to reel the Tigers back into some of the other teams. And the pitch on the way, breaking ball misses upstairs. The count goes to 1-1 on Yoshida. With the Tiger loss today, ironically, as of this moment, they are still in the 3rd wildcard position. They're a half game ahead of Minnesota and Texas. CV says he likes the Pirates Park. Yeah, PNC is one of my favorites. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count is 1-2. Really enjoy PNC. But a big-time logjam is there's a game and a half that separates 6 teams in the American League for a playoff spot. So when you're in the American League, you just got to keep winning right now, and that's going to help you out. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the Ray holds set. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be lined into left field through the 6 hole for a base hit. Stopping at second will be Gunji and Yoshida aboard. So since the reliever Kawase has come into the game, it's been a home run, a single, and a single. Everybody he has faced has got themselves a base hit. They're probably a fight at the bat rack right now to be able to get to the plate to face him. We have a conference on the hill here as the Buffaloes are all going to come in as the pitching coach is out to have a word with Kawase. Redbeard says he's about 15 minutes out of the downtown. Pittsburgh's a bit of a hidden jewel. It has really picked up its pace. Fred CV says, who is going to be jumping from the MLB or to the MLB from Nippon? Well, early speculation is Hiromi Ito, pitcher for the Fighters, or the ace of the Fighters, is going to test the waters. We do have a pinch runner over at first base. It is Ryohei Hosokawa in to run for Yoshida. I think he may stay in the game in left field. Fastball misses down to Kawabata. And I also understand Teraki Sato, the star outfielder for the Hanshin Tigers, has expressed interest in coming to North America, but I wonder if it's the right thing to do this year. I think if I'm both of those guys, sign a 1-year deal, stay in Japan another year, and then test the waters in 2028. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count now even at 1-1 to Kawabata. Redbeard says, well, I saw it firsthand today as they were ready to, both benches were warned. Minor league level. Well, I think it depends on the home run. It depends on what happens. I mean, player today was pimping his trot around the bases, and the pitcher took offense to it. Normally, keep your head down, run, whatever you got to do. So that is where the excitement takes place. Do you want to start throwing at or over the head of your teammates? That's where you get your teammates hurt. There's been a lot of showmanship in the sport here recently, so hard to expect the young players to have the respect when the older players or the MLB players have been given a carte blanche ability to do whatever they want to do. CV says the billionaire versus billionaire. Well, probably billionaire versus millionaire. Here's the 1-1. And the ball is bunted foul down the third base line, and the count now goes to 1-2. was talking to one of the players today after the game over dinner, and we were chatting and talking about that minor league players. Don't be surprised that the minor leaguers might see a big uptake in wages. Sometimes guys in the minor league level, as we know, don't make a lot of money, but don't bat an eye if some of these guys aren't making $100,000 a year playing the game. I'm talking about the younger levels. You're going to see a shift in money in professional baseball. I think it's going to be very interesting. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I remember I was coaching with a fellow who was in the Diamondback organization, and he was lamenting, and this is going back 20 years ago, where minor league teams, they weren't feeding their players. They would give them peanut butter and jelly with bananas. Diamondbacks were notorious as being cheap. Some organizations, not so much, like the Braves, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, the Blue Jays. Those ones there are quickly coming to mind, where they really treat the players first rate. Other organizations like the Brewers and the Pirates and the Reds, miserly, as that breaking ball misses outside. The count's now 2-2 to Kawabata. Not willing to spend the money. Sometimes people get upset at the Dodgers. I'm actually not upset at the Dodgers. I got to give them credit. They're trying to win, whether we like it or not. I wish Colorado would spend some money. I wish the Athletics, wherever they're playing these days, would spend money. That's what I'd like to see. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Wakatsuki out in front of the plate here. This game had great pace to it through the first 4 innings, has now approached a grinding halt here in the 6th. Teranichi taken out after 5, and now Kawase forgetting how to throw strikes here in the 6th. And when he does, he gets hammered. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. On its way, fastball swung on and chopped foul behind home plate, and the count remains at 2s. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kawabata. Kawabata, he has been an important part of the offense in the bottom third of the batting order tonight. He's got a single. He scored the first run of the game. Also drew a walk. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball down. They peel over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go, and that runs count full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fred Redbeard tapping out. Well, Jimmy, always a pleasure to see you as well. If you're still here to listen to this, and I look forward to catching up with you in the next little bit. Might be easier for us to chat when I'm overseas than it is to be while I'm here. But we look forward to catching up with the Redbeard as much as possible. Here's the 3-2. Fastball taken for a called third strike. And Kawabata gone for the first out of the inning. He's out for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the third baseman in Naoki Arizono. CV says he agrees the Dodgers have 3 Japanese players. They want to win. Other teams keep the welfare money and their team like an indie ball club. Yeah, some teams definitely do that. There's something else to go with it too. And somebody brought this up. I forgot where I was listening to it, and they were saying, you got to remember, I think it might have been when Frank McCourt owned the team. The Dodgers were on their way to bankruptcy. I think the wife was taking them to court. They had all kinds of problems. Arizona 0 for 1 tonight. He has also walked and scored a run. Takes a fastball inside for a ball. Count as 1-0. And as they were close to having to file for bankruptcy, Major League Baseball had a sweet deal. They've got a contract where they get to keep, I forget what the deal was, but it's like they get to keep all of their money for their local TV revenue until, ironically, 2039. As there's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-1. I think it's 2039, but it's the last year was some of these mega contracts will run out. Maybe it's 2037. And so in a lot of ways, they're playing with house money. I have to do my research on it. I've heard the comments. I've heard what it was. And I'd like to see what that comment would be all about. And if that is true, the Dodgers were given a heck of a hand. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep left field. It's going to get over the head of the left fielder all the way to the wall. That's going to get a run in. Gunji in to score. And also in to score is going to be Yoshida, or the pinch runner. That's Hosokawa for Yoshida. And it's going to turn out to be a triple for Arizona, and that is going to increase the scoreline now to 5-0. As the Fighters are flexing their muscles. Boy, if Cato can't get a win out of this one here tonight, I don't know what's going to happen here. That ball was lifted right over the left fielder's head, all the way to the wall. Check that. It's a double for Arizona. I thought he had himself a triple. And that is going to be the end of the night of Kawase. He's only able to retire one of the 5 batters he faced. A 3 spot on the board for the Fighters. Stick around, everybody. I'll be back here in just a couple of moments. We got ourselves a pitching change. And it is starting to get ugly here in inning number 6. Right back, everybody. Hang tight after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. The Buffaloes have gone to their bullpen again. It is a left-hander. This is Ryoga Tomiyama coming on in relief. He's making his 4th appearance of the year, and he is yet to allow a earned run on the season. So the lefty is completing his tune-up tosses and will be ready to go here in just a couple moments. So Ryoga Tomiyama on in relief. And so Isabata coming to the plate here, as he bats with a runner at second and 1 gone. And already check that runner at second and third. So I thought we had 2 runs that had crossed the plate. So my eyes need to be a little worked on a bit here. So Hosokawa is the runner over at third base. Runners at second and third here. 4-0 is the scoreline. I'm on ahead of us here. I'm debating whether I should change it or not, or if I should bring that one back. We'll find out what's going to happen here. Is the pitch coming here to Isabata. He squares to Bunny, takes it down the first baseline. We can put it right back up there, as it is a 5-0 lead now. So that's going to go down as a sacrifice bunt. It's going to be 1-4 on the putout. He's going to get himself an RBI. The second out has been recorded. Arizona advances over to third. In to score comes Hosokawa. 5-0 lead now here for the Fighters. And it's now going to bring the top of the order in, Kentaro Kiyomiya to the plate. Samurai Japan said if we were talking about Mark Walter's situation, no, we were talking about Frank McCourt. And when he had owned the Los Angeles Ball Club, and they were in the process of filing for bankruptcy. I think his wife was filing for divorce. It's pretty nasty with the Dodgers. Breaking ball swung on, and this is lifted foul into the seats over on the left field line. Count zone 1. I guess you can't make this stuff up. Only in LA could that have happened back in the day. Kind of like Jerry Buss owning the Lakers. Of course, that family doesn't own it anymore. Jenny Buss has sold out. I think the Lakers changed the ownership again. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. On its way, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2 on Kiyomiya. So no balls and 2 strikes. It's a 3-run uprising here in the 6th inning. We've got the Fighters up on top 5-0. They've scored 2 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th. As there's a breaking ball swung on, is taken on a hop by Kiyomiya. He throws on a bounce over to first, and safe is the call. Arizona in to score. It's going to be Kiyomiya legging it out. But hold your horses before we look to that. They are going to appeal this one, as they're going to go to VAR and see if Kobayashi's play was going to be able to retire Kiyomiya. You might as well take the chance. On the live look, I'm going to say he is safe. On the replay, well, we'll let this decide. So Kiyomiya hit it off the end of the bat, deep into the 6th hole. Kobayashi threw it over to first. I don't think that's going to get overturned. I want to see it again on a different angle. Ooh, well, maybe. Kiyomiya didn't hit the front of the base. He hit the middle to back part of the base. So we're going to look at it on a different angle. That angle's not going to tell us anything. I think probably the angle from the outfield in give us the whole story here. Oh, this might get overturned. At the angle from the outfield, it looks like the Kiyomiya didn't hit the front of the bag. He hit the back of the bag. I think the Buffaloes are going to win this challenge, and I think they're going to get off the hook here, and I think it's going to be 5-0 when it all comes down to it. We'll wait for the umpires to come back and make the decision, but I don't think this is going to be a long one. And he is going to be out. It's going to be a ground out 6-3. So a great play by Kobayashi. Throw it on one hop over to first base to end the inning. Well, that's going to end it here in the 6th inning for the Fighters. They got 3 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 6-0 lead. Check that, 5-0 lead for the Fighters. Manager Shinjo came out, but I think that we are going to make the change here. And it looks like there could be no pitching change here, but we'll be back and give you all the action in just a few. Got to refresh the beverage, and we'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat for the Buffaloes in their half of inning number 6. It'll be Mugatani, Wakatsuki, and the top of the order, Mune. Our friend Samurai Prayer says, did you see Murakami's homer against the Tigers? Nope, didn't see that at all today. I was busy watching some minor league baseball in the Northwest League. We do have some defensive changes. It looks like Hosokawa has come into the ballgame, but I didn't catch to see who the other change was in the other outfield position. First pitch breaking ball, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Mugatani. Lefty Kato ready to deliver again. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. I understand that was Murakami's 27th homer of the year. Now, I figured Murakami would hit you in the first year of his existence here between about 24 and 30 homers. I didn't expect him to be at 27 with good solid 7 weeks to go in the year. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Mugatani. Only 61 pitches through the 5 innings for Cato. He has been brilliant here tonight, as he's been in the last couple of starts, searching for his 11th win of the year. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep left field. Oh, some suspect defense there by Yuki Nomura. He got all twisted and turned around. Nomura, who had started the game in right field, has moved over into left field. He started with a turn toward the left center field gap. And then not only did he make the turn, he did an inside move, slowed himself down, and the ball got hit over his head. And Mugatani's got himself a cheap double, but you'll take him any way that you can. That is amateurish in terms of the route that he took to the ball. Oh, that's disappointing. The top level of professional baseball in any league, you hope you don't see that at the 13 and 14-year-old level, let alone at the top level here. Time to get out and get a few more reps under your belt. Well, that is going to bring to the plate Kenya Wakatsuki. He's batting .211 on the year with a homer and 14 RBIs. And the first pitch, fastball, is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Wakatsuki. Wakatsuki had lined out to the third baseman his first time up. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted softly in this left center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Isabata fields it. He fires it back in. And now the Buffaloes have got something brewing here as they got runners on the corners and nobody out. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Yumamune. So maybe before you head off here, don't do it quite yet. The Fighters, enjoying a 5-0 lead, have got runners on the corners with nobody out. So this brings Mune to the plate. Mune is officially 0 for 2 in this one. He's flown to center and grounded to second in his 2 trips to the plate. The steady left-handed hitting third baseman of the Buffaloes stepping in. Batting .231 on the year, 10 homers and 47 ribeyes. Left-hander against the left-hander. As they pitch on the way, fastball swung on, lifted into center field, racing hard as Isobati is there to make the catch. Tagging at third and heading home with the first run for the Buffaloes is going to be Mugatani. So that's going to go as a sacrifice fly. 8 on the putout. First out of the inning, RBI for Mune. That'll bring up the designated hitter in Koji Oshiro. Samurai Prayer says, nice to see the Fighters are leading. Shinjo needs to win all the rest of the games to win the regular season championship. Pretty much feels like it. Big series starting on Tuesday. We'll be there to cover it for you on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have a conference out at the mound. It looks like the trainer had come out to see Cato, but Cato is telling everybody he feels fine. He's going to stay in the ballgame. Interesting there. So runner at first is Wakatsuki. There's one gone here in the inning. And Koji Oshiro stepping to the plate. Oshiro 0 for 2 tonight. He has popped to short and popped to the catcher. 5 for 18 on the season for the right-handed hitting DH of the Buffaloes. There's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Counts 0-1. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will be on the call for the Fighters and the Hawks. It's an early start North American time, so hopefully you guys can join it with us. That would be 10 p.m. Pacific or 1 a.m. on the East Coast. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Oshiro. We'll post those games up a little later on the weekend so that you guys can come on in and join us. Hopefully we'll see you there. So no balls and 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball down in the dirt. And the count now goes to 1-2. So some rare afternoon baseball in the middle of August. And the following weekend, I think we're going to stay away from the Buffaloes, the Buffaloes. We're going to stay away from the Fighters the following weekend, as there is a fastball swung on. It's going to be grounded through the 4-hole. A good piece of inside-out swinging by Oshiro there. He's got himself a single. Advancing over to second is Wakatsuki. Up puts runners at first and second. It's going to bring up the left fielder in Ryoma Nishikawa. Well, for Nishikawa tonight, as he comes to the plate, he is 2 for 2. He's had singles in both of his trips to face the left-hander Kato. Kato at 72 pitches now. One would have to think maybe if he gets through this inning, this could be the last of Kato. And Nishikawa waiting on the offering pitch on the way. It is a fastball that just misses outside. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Lefty Kato ready to go again as he checks the runner over at second. Pitch on the way. Another fastball that misses way outside. It's now 3-0 to Nishikawa. So in jeopardy of loading the bases here is Kato, who has been around the zone all night tonight. And Ryo Oda waiting his turn on deck. So the Fighters with a 5-1 lead here are in jeopardy of letting the Buffaloes back in it. There's a fastball center cut for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. 5-1 is the scoreline as the Buffaloes have got a run here in the bottom half of the 6th. Buffalo fans are pumped up looking for a run here in this situation. Here comes the 3-1. Lefty Kato delivers. Fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep right field. Is it deep enough? It's on the warning track, and it's going to be hauled in by Hosokawa. He fires it back in. Tagging at second and heading to third is going to be Wakatsuki. So gone for the second out of the inning is Nishikawa. That's going to leave it all up to the second baseman and Ryo Oda. And I think Nishikawa knew as soon as he swung that he just didn't quite get enough. So he is gone here for out number 2. Nishikawa is gone, and is going to bring the second baseman Oda to the plate. Runners at the corners. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get another run across the board all the way to the wall. Over to pick it up is the left fielder, and that's Nomura. He fires it back in, and it's now cut the lead to 5-2. So a double by Oda, his first hit of the evening, driving in a run. Stopping at third is Oshiro. And Wakatsuki crosses the plate. Now it's going to bring the tying run to the plate in Kentaro Kobayashi. And it's going to bring the manager Shinjo out of the dugout. He may have seen enough, as that looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Kato. 78 pitches. The pitching coach, also Kato, coming out to get the ball from Kato, and that is going to do it here. We got ourselves a pitching change, and the Buffaloes have got a little bit of a stampede going. They've got a pair of runs here in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. That is the end of Kato's night. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments, and we'll see how this one all plays out when we return right after this timeout. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change. We also have a catching change, too, as Yuya Shinto is coming in behind the plate. And he is going to be catching Ren Fukushima, who is taking over on in relief. So he'll be the second pitcher used by the Fighters in this one, as he is going to be entrusted to face Kitaro Kirbiashi. We'll come to the plate here. He is Kirbiashi, 1 for 2 tonight. Both those at-bats were against the lefty starter Kato. So here we go, back to the live action. Kirbiashi striding in. Sporting a .264 batting average on the year with 14 homers and 44 RBIs. He represents the tying run at the plate. Second and third are the runners. Runner at second is Oda. Runner at third is Oshiro. And the first pitch fastball swung through and missed. And is quickly 0-1 to Kirbiashi. I do like that Buffalo logo they've got on their helmets. It is pretty catchy. As the right-hander again works himself to the set, our friend Harrison in the house. As the 0-1 pitch ready to go. Fukushima delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Fukushima, the reliever here, taking over for Kato. Kato in search of his 11th win, the elusive 11th win. The 1-1 is on the way. It's a fastball that misses in the left-handed batter's box. Count goes down to 2-1. Friend Harrison says the Bay Stars need these 2 games. The Bay Stars definitely need a victory in their next couple of games, as they are in the ripe situation there, facing the Yakult Swallows. Harrison said he went to the Jets-Bucks game. Fastball swung it, grounded softly over to short, fielded by Mizuno. He throws to first, and that is going to be a ground out. It goes in the books as a 6-3 putout, and that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the inning. Well, they respond with a pair of runs of their own here in the 6th. So 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. Our friend the Screaming Chicken earlier was saying he better not get this game over 6. Well, the Screaming Chicken somewhere is probably screaming. It is now a 5-2 lead for the Fighters, as we are now moving to the as we're going to be moving now to the top of the 7th inning. We'll get our tickers sorted out. I'll be back when we return right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is the Buffaloes and the Fighters when we return after this. Stay with us, everybody.
My sanity about to break while everyone I know's out. On a trip, on a boat, on a lake. I'm tired of feeling all FOMO, babe. I don't even care if we stay home. Put our to-do list on ice. We crank the AC to 79 and make
Welcome back, everybody. I was talking about him earlier. Taisuke Yamaoka is coming on in relief, the 30-year-old right-hander taking over here, making his 10th appearance of the year. He has posted an ERA of 5.87, but Yamaoka on in relief as he will be coming on to pitch here in inning number 7. Yamaoka, a diminutive right-hander, and as what I said earlier, Naruki Teranishi looked like very similar to this right-hander here. Maybe he was a little bit bigger. And so I am curious to see how he is going to perform in this one here. As the right-hander, as he will be taking over. Batting from the left side is Tatsuki Mizuno. As Mizuno comes to the dish, and the pitch is on its way. First pitch, split figure pitch, swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Mizuno, Reyes, and Nomura to get things going here for the Fighters. The Dragons are up 9-0, yes, on the Giants. That's in the bottom of the 7th now. Dragons feasting on the Giants. Dragons have always played the Giants tough over the past few years. You look at pitching matchups thinking that it's going to be a Giant win. Nope, not usually. There's a ground ball hit up the middle. A nice play on the backhand by the second baseman Oda, who gets to his feet and fires to first. And Mizuno is in the books on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter in Franmil Reyes. It is a game of outs, and there's only 8 of them left for the Fighters here. But they are the ones with all the cards right now as they have a 5-2 lead. Interesting to see the size difference. Even on the mound, Yamaoka looks short next to Reyes. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Still plenty of time left in the NPB. Yeah, the Yokohama needs wins, but they're only 5 games, I believe, out of the 5 games trailing the Swallows, if I'm not mistaken. There is a split figure pitch swung on and missed. Bay Stars are in 3rd place. Swallows are a game behind the Bay Stars. I was thinking in the other division, it's the Fighters with a 5-game lead over the Buffaloes. I think the Swallows are on their way down and out. I'd be more concerned about the Dragons. Fastball swung on it is chopped foul behind home plate. And the count is going to remain at 1-2 to Reyes. Yeah, if I was to be worried about anybody in the Central, keep an eye on the Dragons and their pitching. 36 games left in the season for the Dragons. I'm guessing if they want to make the playoffs, they probably are going to have to want to win 24 or 5 games. And there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and Reyes is in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. It's the 3rd time tonight he's gone down on strikes. It's going to leave it all up to the now left fielder Yuki Nomura. So Nomura coming to the plate. He is officially 1 for 3. He homered to greet the reliever Kento Kawase into the ballgame last inning. He's also popped to the catcher and grounded to second. Pitch on the way is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for called strike. 1 balls and 1 strike to Nomura. As the right-hander ready to deliver again, kicks and fires. There's a split finger pitch missing down and away, and the count is 1-1. Question will be do the Buffaloes have enough juice to keep pace with the Fighters? Buffaloes have to do their part as well. They've got 36 games left, whereas the Fighters only have 34. There's a fastball swung on, driven into deep center field. Moving back And with room to make the catch is the center fielder, Mugatani, and that is going to do it as Nomura's gone for the third out of the inning. They go quietly and in order here to the Fighters in the seventh. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the seventh. It is a 5-2 lead for the Fighters. Stick around, everybody. Our version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game Japanese style is upon us, and we'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. The Fighters are going to the bullpen again. It is going to be the Taiwanese right-hander Yi Sun who is coming into the game, making his ninth appearance of the year. He's got a 2.76 ERA. A lot to like about this young right-hander as he possesses a power arm. It's going to be Yamanaka, Kita, and Mugatani to come to bat here against him in the seventh inning. So coming up to bat here is the left-handed hitting Yamanaka. He is 0 for 2. Batting from the left side here against the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that goes all the way to the backstop. Count is 1-0. Sun did really move him off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes it is here to Yamanaka. Left-handed hitting, Yamanaka, there's a fastball that's in the dirt. It goes all the way to the backstop, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Eli's Sun here looking to get some command. Sorry, check that. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Getting the right-hander ready to go as he works himself into the delivery, kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Yamanaka is down on strikes. He's the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the right fielder in Ryoto Kita. So Kita going to be the third batter, or the third time he's come to the plate. He has struck out and he has popped out to left field. Strides to the plate. Our friend Samurai Prayer says that Take Me Out of the Ball Game was replaced in 1908. First pitch is a split figure pitch swung on a miss. Count is 0-1. LB needs some new song to attract younger fans. Yeah, I don't know if the songs are going to attract younger fans or the tradition to the game. As the pitch on the way, there's a fastball swung on. It is belted into deep right field. Back onto the warning track, still going back. Leaping and making the catch is the right fielder, Hosokawa. Oh, as he slams into the wall. What a catch by him. He gets a round of applause. Unbelievable. Kept racing back. The ball kept carrying and carrying and carrying. He leapt as he slammed into the wall and able to retire. Batter Kita for the second out of the inning. Oh, if you get a chance to go to Instagram, check out the fighter highlights. Boy, he got off the ground big time, able to catch it, and then he slammed into the wall. Good job there by Hosokawa. Here's the first pitch delivered to Mugatani, and it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And again, Sun delivers. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count goes even at 1-1. So Sun with a strikeout and the benefit of some good defense. 1-1 on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander rocking himself into delivery. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball. Oh, boy. Sun thought it was strike 3. I thought it was strike 3. The home plate umpire thought otherwise, as that pitch is now going to run the count to 2-2. I got to tell you, Sun showed us something there that I haven't seen. Maybe he locked up the home plate umpire, too. That fastball had a lot of arm side run to it. It looked like it came back and caught the inside corner. But no way, says the home plate umpire. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now remains at 2-2 to Mugatani. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Sun ready to go again. He gets this sign and he rocks into the windup. And now he kicks and delivers. Fastball really moves Mugatani off the plate, and that runs the count to full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander ready to go again delivers. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and Mugatani is gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and the Buffaloes go quietly here in their half of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Your score as we move now to the top of the 8th inning. It is a 5-2 lead. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is a 5-2 fighter lead. Top of the 8th is just around the corner. We'll be back to bring it to you after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we know that we are moving ourselves to the top of the 8th inning. It's slated to come to bat. Well, we'll have to wait and see here if where the batting order looks up. It is supposed to be, I believe, Shinto Hosokawa and Kamikawa Bada, but we'll double-check that here in just a moment. There were some defensive changes as both of these clubs. Yamaoka is staying in the ballgame as he will begin his 2nd inning of work. So Taisuke Yamaoka back on again in relief here for his 2nd inning. Stepping into the batter's box, it is going to be the catcher, That would be Shinto, and the first pitch is a split finger pitch and misses down for a ball. So interesting, your reward, Yuya Gunji, for going 3 for 3 is being replaced by the catcher Shinto. Love it. The Fighters tonight have 8 hits. Gunji has 3 of them. Have a night. Yuya, and then have a seat. Breaking ball misses up. It's now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Shinto batting from the right side here. He is batting 179 on the year with 3 homers and 35 RBIs. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count goes to 2-1. I'm not sure that Shinto appreciated that call. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. And the right-hander ready to go. He kicks. And he delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So Yuya Shinto here replaces another Yuya Gunji. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. It was a late call there. On its way, fastball center cut. Now the count goes to 3-2. It's like watching the radar gun at the game I was at today. You didn't need to watch it. It wasn't flashing up anything onto the scoreboard. So here comes the 3-2 as again the right-hander works himself to the set. Kicks and fires. It's a split finger pitch missing down and away. It's going to be ball 4. And Shinto is aboard with a leadoff walk here. That is going to bring up the right fielder Ryohei Hosokawa. Well, for Hosokawa, it is his first at bat of the evening as he came on to replace Kengo Yoshida as he strides to the dish. But he made that brilliant catch in the bottom of the 7th inning as he leapt up onto the wall to haul back a deep fly ball off the bat of Ryoto Kita as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is Shinto. If you just joined us, well, the Fighters scored 2 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th. Buffaloes responded with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 6th inning. That is where we stand at 5-2 the scoreline. There's a fastball that misses up and away. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And as a reminder, if you joined us late, we'll be back on with these same 2 teams tomorrow night. So be sure to check it out. I'll have to double check the start time on that. I believe it's also 10 o'clock. Actually, it's 9 o'clock tomorrow. There's a fastball swung on it, singled into right field. Racing in to pick it up is the right fielder Kita. It's a base hit here for Hosokawa. It's going to put runners at first and second with nobody out, and it's going to bring Daigo Kamikawabata to the plate. Game tomorrow night is a 1 o'clock start in Japan. It'll be a 9 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight if you're in the Eastern time zone. It'll be Kohei Arihara against Ryuhei Sotani, I believe, is going for the Buffaloes tomorrow night. I've seen Arihara and Kato pitch the last couple of weekends, and it's the same 2 pitchers again this weekend as well. Pitch on the way, squaring the bunt is Kamikawabata, and he bunts it foul behind home plate, and the count is 0-1. Arizona waiting his turn on deck. And then it'll be the bottom of the order, Isobata. So Fighters looking to do a little bit of damage here. I would assume that Kamikawabata will be looking to bunt again. Kamioka works to the belt. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers. Again, the bunt is there. It's down. It's a good one. Yamaoka can't field it properly. He fires to first. It's not going to be in time. Oh, boy. And now they got a storm on our hands here to the Buffaloes as Shinto is safe at third. Hosokawa safe at second. safe over at first is Kawabata. Going to have to see. I think that's going to be an error, but we'll see what they rule it here has. Got it off the mound. He tried to backhand it, did the Yamaoka. He was able to field it. And then when he picked it up, he threw it almost wild as he almost threw it into the runner. That's going to load the bases here. We're going to see what the pitching coach has to say as he's come to the mound. Our friend Samurai Purse says, I remember Arihara was very good last week. He was outstanding last week. 1-0 victory for the Fighters in that one. And Arihara went, I think it was 1-0 final, and he went the distance. Outstanding ball game. And if I'm not mistaken, too, that was the pitcher for the Eagles last weekend, had a perfect game through 6. And he ended up coughing it up, and they ended up losing the ball game. So bases are full of Fighters. Arizona coming to the plate with a chance to do some serious damage here. And the first pitch coming from Yamaoka, breaking ball, take it for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. And it was an error charged to Yamaoka, so E1 on that last play by Kawabata. They did rule it as a sacrifice bunt, E1. Breaking ball down, the home plate umpire said Arizona went around, and the count now goes to 0-2. Unable to hold up his swing. 35,379 people are in attendance tonight at the Kyocera Dome, taking in this one. Top of the 9th inning, it is a 6-4 lead for the Eagles over the Hawks. And the Dragons are continuing to lay the wood to the Giants, 11-2 in the top of the 8th at the Vantolin Dome in Nagoya. Here comes the 0-2 offering to Arizona. Yamaoka delivers. It's a split finger pitch down in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I don't know what the over-under is in this one now. I know our friend earlier, the Screaming Chicken, was saying that it was not more than 6 runs. That's out of hand, and it could get to be more here depending upon where you're at. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Arizona. Runner at third is Shinto. At second, Hosokawa. The runner at first, Kawabata. Bases full of Fighters. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. On its way, fastball misses in the left-handed batter's box, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, as the right-handed hitting Arizona steps in. Slightly open stance. Extend the hands away from his body as the right-hander Yamaoka ready to deliver again. The 2-2 ready to go. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on. Lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and it's going to get all the way to the wall. It's going to be multiple runs are going to score. Picking it up is Nishikawa. He fires it in, and it's going to be a bases-clearing double off the bat of Arizona. It's going to increase the Fighters' lead to 8-2. And there you have it here. If you picked the under tonight, you're probably not a happy camper. A 3-run double for Arizona, cashing in Shinto Hosokawa and Kawabata. And the Fighters here look like they're going to pace their crafty veteran lefty Kato to his 11th win of the year. And that is going to be the end of the night for Yamaoka, as his night is over, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments. Your score, 8-2 for the Fighters. Buffaloes, well, they're in some trouble. We'll be back in just a couple of moments after this timeout.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change on our hands here as Ryo Isabata is slated to come to the plate. As Taisuke Yamaoka, who came back out for his second inning of work, well, didn't quite go as well as the first inning did. We do have a right-hander who is coming on to the ball game. It is number 98, Ryusei Gonda, to come in to try to clean up the mess, as he will take over here. In the eighth inning with a runner at second and nobody out. So Gonda ready to go. Arizona, not the runner anymore at second base. So it looks like they do have a pinch runner, do the Fighters, as that is a fastball that misses up for ball one. It is number 58. It's Taiki Narama who is on to run for Arizona. I wonder if he's going to stick around in the ball game. So Narama in the run. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted into center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Picking it up is Mugatani. He fires it back in. It's going to be a single for Isabata. He is aboard for the first time tonight. Yeah, there's a couple of sacrifice bunts his last two times up. That puts runners on the corners. It brings Kotaro Kiyomiya to the plate. Well, for Kiyomiya, he is officially 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out a pair of times. He's flown out, and he has a sacrifice fly where he's driven in a run. So officially in the books at 0 for 3. So Kiyomiya gets him set in the batter's box. He taps both sides of the plate. We are ready to go back to work, hitting 240 on the year. With those 12 homers and now 43 runs batted in. As Gonda delivers, the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Again, the right-hander lead again. Getting a sign from the catcher, and now he works himself into the set position. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch is a fastball that misses way outside. Keeping their eye on Isabata. It looked like it might have been a pitch out. So 1 ball and 1 strike is the count. And the right-hander leading in, getting his signs and ready to go back to work as he comes set at the waist. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking ball swung on, chopped back to the pitcher. They're going to have to come home with it. They got the runner hung up between third and home, and they're going to tag out the runner as Narama has got himself into some trouble, unable to stay into the rundown any longer than he could. Wakatsuki tags him out. I don't think Isabata was able to get around much further than that. Gonda does a good job. They chopped it to the plate. Runner threw on the brakes. Isobata stuck at second. So that is going to go into the books as a putout of Narama. It's going to go a 1-2 putout as he's gone for the first out of the inning. Isobata stops at second, and on the fielder's choice, Kiyomiya is safe at first. It's going to bring Tatsuki Mizuno to the plate. Mizuno tonight, well, he is officially 1 for 4. He's got a single and an RBI to his name, as he is looking to try to do some damage here. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball. I'll take it for a called strike. Now quickly 0-1 to Mizuno. Runners are at first and second here. Chusei Manami has moved into the on-deck circle to hit for Franmil Reyes. An uninspiring night for the Franimal, but Manami going to get an opportunity. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep right center field. Moving back, looking up, and this one is it off the wall? No, it looks like it's gone. A 2-run shot off the bat of Tatsuki Mizuno. And the hit parade continues here for the Fighters as that has extended their lead to 10-2. Check that, 11-2. Oh boy. As he crosses the plate a little bit slow on the ticker. A 3-run shot off the bat of Mizuno. That is his 10th of the year. Have yourself a seasoned Tatsuki Mizuno. And that is going to bring up Chusei Manami to the plate. So for Manami, well, he is officially 0 for 3, and he has drawn a walk, or did Reyes, and Manami now replacing him, getting his first at bat of the evening. Batting from the right side here. The only thing that is missing is the crying. And I got to tell you, this year, we've done a lot of games and we've not had a lot of clunkers, and this one here has turned into a quick clunker as it's quickly 0-2 to Manami. Going to hear in the ball game, he's going to be cleaning up the mess. Well, we'll see what happens here. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking ball, take it for a called third strike. That was a quick at bat. As Manami's gone down, he has faced the same results that Reyes had in this spot. He's out for out number 2 here in the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to Yuki Nomura. Well, for Nomura, he comes to bat as he is officially 1 for 4, and he takes a first pitch that he swings through for strike number 1. Count is quickly 1-1. He's the 9th hitter to come to bat here in the 8th inning for the Fighters. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonda ready to go again, gets the sign, and the pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Nomura is aboard for the second time tonight. As the Fighters have batted around, it'll bring Yuya Shinto back to the plate. Well, for Shinto, his only plate appearance was to lead off the inning. He walked and he scored a run. So officially 0 for 0. We got ourselves a score line here that has kind of got itself out of control. The early games in the NPB tonight, lots of scoring. Fastball, take it for a called strike. I think that is the hurry up, let's get out of here strike zone by the home plate umpire. Balls and 1 strike. 2 runs in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and 6th here in the 8th inning for the Fighters have got them comfortably in the lead 11-2. Split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Shinto. So no balls and 2 strikes. And the right-hander working into the set. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, and it's chop foul over on the first base side. Fielded by the first base coach as he flips it back in. No balls and 2 strikes, it remains. Samurai Prayer says Nomura was born in Michigan. Interesting. As that pitch misses down for a ball and the count is 1-2. Not that I don't disagree with you, or that I don't. I'm just curious to see where that would be. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. I'm going to try to hound that down. It doesn't actually show on Baseball Reference where he's born. Fastball misses up and in. The count goes to 2-2 on Shinto. But you're right, his nickname is James. Interesting. Born in Howell, Michigan. The things you learn from our good friend Samurai Prayer. There's a fastball swung on his ground softly over to short. Fielded by Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first. It's a ground out 6-3. That's going to do it. I'll come back and tell you what I know in just a couple of minutes. When you speak about players that are born elsewhere, I'll give you another thought on some fighter players in just a moment. 6 runs in the inning on the benefit of 5 hits. There was an error and there was a runner left aboard. Your score as we now go. It is a 11-2 lead for the Fighters. We'll be back just a couple moments. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Our good friend threw me for a little bit of a loop there. We'll be back in just a couple minutes right after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change for the Fighters as they're going to their bullpen. It is going to be the lefty, number 25, Naoki Miyanishi, coming in to get a little bit of work as he will take over here. Be the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Fighters in this one. So Naoki Miyanishi on in relief. And Narama will stay in the ball game. There are some changes here. They do have a new third baseman and a new second baseman. But I have to check to see who is getting slotted where. I want to say Narama in at second. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down. And the count is quickly 1 ball and no strikes to Kenyo Akatsuki. But no, it is Kai Nakagawa who is pinch hitting for him. So Kaida Nakagawa on to pinch hit. As the left-hander ready to deliver again. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is now 2-0. There was a player He was in the Fighters system. He's on the farm team. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. I don't believe he has made his debut yet. Artaro Yamaguchi is his name. That's the one I was thinking of. Speaking of players that were born, I don't know if he's still around. He's 3 for 22 on the season this year. There's a fastball to the knees taken for a called strike. It's now 2-2 to Nakagawa. And he was born in Vancouver, and he went to school down in Texas. And what he did was he sent out his video to a bunch of teams, including the Fighters in Japan. His father was Japanese. Mother was Canadian Greek heritage. Fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So very interesting as he is playing in their system. Said Nomura was born in the USA when his parents were there for his father's job, but they came back to Japan when he was a 3-year-old. Interesting. Fastball misses down and in, and the count now runs full. Lloyd jumps in and asks us who was our Cy Young candidates in the American League this year or in Major League Baseball. Well, I think the Mizorowski's got to be one of the league candidates in the National League. Although Christopher Sanchez, I haven't seen what he's done lately. He was pretty good. Pitches a fastball swung on. It's going to get lined into left field, and it's going to get down, and it's going to get all the way to the wall. It's extra bases for Nakagawa. Rounding first and heading to second, and he's going to slam on the brakes. So a double for Nakagawa to lead things off here in the 8th, and slated to bring Yumamune to the plate. We'll see if the Buffaloes are in the change business or not. So as I was saying, basically Yamaguchi was one. So National League, probably Mizorowski would be my favorite. American League, it's hard to say. Haven't really given it a whole lot of thought at this point. Probably the American League. Initially, I really liked Cam Schlitter. Dylan Cease's pitched pretty well. As that first pitch fastball misses outside to Mune for ball 1. You know, Sonny Gray has always kind of been a bridesmaid and never the bride. Maybe if the Red Sox continue to do what they're doing, he's got to be definitely in the conversation as well. Fastball swung on and lifted foul, and the count is 1-1 to Mune. I don't know what everybody thinks about Foster Griffin. He got traded from the Nationals to the Guardians, and the Cinderella feel-good story about him continues as he's got 13 wins for the Guardians at this point. Not all for the Guardians, but he is pitching for the Guardians at this point. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses in the right-handed batter's box. It's now 2-1 to Mune. So 2 balls and a strike. I think that has to count for something. Mune waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the left-handed reliever Miyanishi. Pitch on the way. Fastball catches the inside corner. The count goes now to 2-2. At this point in the ballgame, you got to throw strikes. Let the batters do what they got to do. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the lefty gets to the set, checks the runner over at second, now delivers. Fastball down and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Chase Burns is having a good year for the Reds. I don't know if he's going to get the votes to be the winner. I think the Reds, if they were a for sure playoff team, got to ask yourself, is Mizorowski going to be pitching important games down the stretch? I would think so. Is Chase Burns going to be? I guess it remains to be seen. Fastball swung on it, is lifted softly over to third, fielded barehanded by the third baseman, who fires the ball into the dirt. A nice stop over there. It looks like it's going to be an infield hit. Staying at second is going to be Nakagawa. It's going to put runners at first and second. That's Kawabata, who went over from second over to third. Ramos stayed in the ball game at second base. That was bizarre. It was chopped into the ground, and Kawabata, instead of fielding with the glove, barehanded it. Looked like he wanted to field it with the glove initially. It's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring Koji Oshiro to the plate. This game here has been a weird set of twists and turns. And ironically, in the top of the ninth inning, the score is 11-2 for the Dragons over the Giants. This one here is 11-2. Who would have thought the score lines in these games would have been where they're at? There's a first pitch fastball that misses inside and backs Oshiro off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Oshiro's got a single and 3 trips tonight. Batting from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Miyanishi. Buffaloes, maybe they're not dead yet, down by 9. Maybe they got them right where they want them. There's a ball that's chopped softly over to third. Kawabata is going to have to hurry, and he throws to first, and they got him, but it's going to get a run in as Nakagawa has crossed the plate. It's a ground out, 5-3. Oshiro gone for the first out, but he gets himself an RBI. Over to second goes Mune. In to score is Nakagawa, and that is going to cut the lead to 11-3. Look out, everybody. Here come the Buffaloes. Our poor friend Ethan, who was in here earlier, he's probably long gone by now, but he was the one who was wanting some of that there. Eloy says that Dylan Cease is on fire right now. Yes, indeed. Dylan Cease is pitching really well at this point. Is he going to get it? Same thing. If the Blue Jays get themselves into the mix, I'm curious to see how that would go as well. Maybe you got to consider Cease. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to the right side. Fielded by Narama. He throws to first. It's a ground out 4-3. Advancing to third is going to be Mune. So gone is Nishikawa for the second out of the inning. Our friend Eloy says he wishes some people here spoke Spanish. Yeah, it is a mouthful. Kawabata is definitely one of the more difficult names. First pitch fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Oda. Oda 1 for 3 tonight. He's doubled home a run. He's grounded into and lined into a double play, and he has flown out to right. He's hit the ball hard 3 times. All 3 times he's come to the plate. Fastball swung on, lifted into deep center field, moving back up against the wall and going to play it off the wall is Isobata. That's going to get a run in. And Oda with his fourth good swing of the night. You get another RBI double for him. That's going to cut the score line to 11-4. And that'll continue to keep this game somewhat interesting. So if you took the under tonight in this one, probably not the right decision. Eloy says the Cubs are also on fire. Bregman, PCA, and Suzuki. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of guys putting up some numbers. As the pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kotaro Kirbiashi 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips. Pulled his season average up to 263. As the 0-1 is on the way, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field. Isobata going back. He's underneath it there to make the catch, and that is going to do it for out number 3. Buffaloes are running out of outs. They're going to need to dig deep. We're either going to see the greatest comeback in NPB history in the 2020s when we return, or the Fighters are going to continue to stick it to the Buffaloes. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. Your scores were now through 8 complete. It is 11-4. Eloy, you probably got a better chance of some people speaking Japanese in here than you do Spanish, but that's okay. We're glad to have you with us. And we'll be back in just a few right after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and we know that the Buffaloes are yet again going to their bullpen as they are going to bring in Shota Abe on relief. As the right-hander is making his 12th appearance this year, he's posted an ERA of 7. So Shota Abe on in relief as he will take over for Yusei Gonda. And Abe, well, he's going to be entrusted to face. It'll be Hosokawa, Kawabata, and Narama. I guess our question to our friend Samurai Prayer is, how is Kawabata's pronunciation? Because that is a mouthful. It is Ryo Ishikawa who has taken over behind the plate for Kenya Wakatsuki. He will take over here. Shota Abe will get ready to go back to work. Dragons 11-2 over the Giants. That game was over and good for the Tigers. Yeah, it keeps the Giants off their tails, that's for sure. There is a fastball. Catches the outside corner, counts 0-1 to Hosokawa. Hosokawa singled in his only trip to the plate tonight. He also scored a run. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that comes inside and almost hits the left-handed hitting right fielder of the Fighters. Pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. I got to tell you, the way this game was going early on, I would have never have guessed that this would be of the three early games, that this would be the one that would finish last. The first 4 innings were at an incredible pace. There's a fastball that misses up. Count goes to 2-2. So it is a 6-4 final for the Eagles over the Hawks. So good news for the Fighters. They win, the Hawks lose, and they'll be able to pick up a game. There's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. Count remains at 2-2. I've got top of the 9th inning with the Dragons and the Giants. But I would have to say that in that one there, a miracle would have to happen, just like a miracle here is going to have to happen for the Buffaloes in the bottom half. Inning number 9. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses in the right-handed batter's box. It's now 3-2 to batter Hosokawa. Eloy says, what's our Instagram? It's the same as it is on YouTube. No difference. As the 3-2 pitch is on the way, there's a fastball swung on it. It's taken on one hop by the second baseman. What a nice play over there by the second baseman, Oda. Took it on a hop as he was ranging to his left. Fires to first, and Hosokawa is going to be hard done by. He's out on a ground out, 4-3. First out of the inning is gone. That is going to bring up the second baseman in Daigo Kawabata. Kawabata coming to the plate. He's now moved over to third base. He's officially 1 for 3 in this one, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. Counts 0-1. He has scored 2 of the 11 fighter runs. He has walked, he singled, he struck out looking, and he reached on an error. Fastball swung on, lifted into left field, moving over underneath it. Now moving back is going to be Nishikawa is going to haul that one in for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away here. It's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Taiki Narama. Samurai Prayer says, didn't know we had an Instagram account. Nobody asked. But yeah, we do. We don't really do so much on IG. Every once in a while, I post the odd picture here and there. As the pitch is on the way, there's a breaking ball that comes inside and is hitting Narama. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the one you want to get hit by. The breaking ball, probably hardly going to leave a mark. That's going to bring up the center fielder in Ryo Isabata. We thank our friend Eloy for the follow. That is for sure. So bringing up to the plate is the left-handed hitting Isabata. Eloy says, yeah, last photo was September 2025. Well, we'll probably put one up in another week when we are in Taiwan. A couple pictures there. There's a fastball that misses outside, count as 1-0. We're not really active on any other platform other than YouTube here. That's just by choice. Now, even Twitter or Facebook, as that fastball misses outside, it's now 2-0 to Isabata. Just enjoy doing the YouTube stuff, and we never used it for our business either. We had it up for a while. We did a little bit of stuff and never used the social media as a ploy. Basically, for the business here, it's been word of mouth for the locals. And we get some kids that show up from other places, from Toronto, San Francisco. We had a pretty good week of camps this year. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a call strike. The count now goes to 2-1. So yeah, Instagram will probably be the closest one. We'll throw up some pictures from time to time. I might even throw one up here for you in a moment, just for you, Eloy. Show you what we were doing today. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-1. Let's see if I can get myself into mode to be able to do it. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Isabata waits. The right-hander Abe ready to deliver. 2 gone in the inning. Pitch, fastball, just misses inside. Apparently the home plate umpire doesn't want to leave yet. That is 3 balls and 2 strikes. So the payoff pitch ready to come here to the left-handed hitting Isabata as Abe holds set. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, lifted into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding second and heading all the way to third is Narama. That's going to put runners on the corners. The game that doesn't want to end still continues. It's going to bring Kentaro Kiyomiya to the plate. As we will post one up for our friend Eloy, just for you, just tonight. And there you go. And the first pitch to Kentaro Kiyomiya. Well, this is down and away for a ball. Count is quickly 1-0. So now our friend Eloy. As we know that there's a line drive hit into right field just over the head of the second baseman. That's going to get a run in. So Narama in to score. Isabata goes all the way around to third. It's going to increase the score line to 12-4. Kiyomiya with an RBI single. That's going to bring up the shortstop in Tatsuki Mizuno. And the hit parade continues. So that puts Kiyomiya over at first base. Yet another hit here. 15 hits tonight recorded by the Fighters in this one. Suki Mizuno striding at the plate. Mizuno's got 2 hits in 5 trips, including a 3-run homer. He's driven in 4 of the 8 runs here tonight. So our friend Eloy, now you can say that last photo taken August 2026. So Mizuno up to the plate, batting from the left side. As the right-hander ready to go. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I have to say, I've been really impressed with Mizuno's play over the last few weekends and the midweek games we catch the Fighters. Pretty good defensively, pretty good offensively. Showing some pop in the stick this year. Fastball misses outside. The count goes even at ones. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Mizuno fouls off another pitch, and the count goes to 1-2. So ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 9th inning, 12-4. The Fighters have increased their lead here. As the right-hander Abe ready to deliver. Here comes the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on, chopped softly over to the first base side, fielded by the first baseman Yamanaka. He's going to win the race to the base, and that's going to retire Mizuno on a ground out to 3 for out number 3. But the Fighters get themselves another run on the board. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move now to the bottom of the 9th inning. It is a 12-4 game. Stick around, everybody. Look forward to giving you the call. This one when we return in just a couple of moments. It is a scoreline of 12-4 for the Fighters when we return in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as it is going to be number 20. This is going to be Kenta Uhara, who is coming into the ball game. He will take over here. Uhara has just completed his tune-up tosses. He's worked in 31 ball games. He's got an ERA at 3.64. Uhara has been in some high leverage situations, but tonight he's coming in to face Yamanaka, Kita, and Mugatani to get some work here for the left-hander. So this is back to the live action as Yamanaka steps to the plate. He swings at the first pitch. He chops it up the middle. They're going to have to hurry to get him. And it is a nice play there by the second baseman, Narama. He had to race in, field the ball, throw it on the run, and Yamanaka gone on the first pitch. He sees a ground out 4-3. One gone here, and that is going to bring up the right fielder in Ryoto Kita. And so for Kita, he is officially 0 for 3 tonight. So no balls and 1 strike to Kita. Our friend Eloy said about not sure when we stream. When we do it, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, on our community page on YouTube, we have been posting stuff there. If you ever get over to our community page, you'll be able to see that we often are posting kind of ahead of time. We post up a picture and a little bit of information. Fastball swung on. It's taken on 1 hop by the third baseman, Kamikawa Bada. Throws to first, and they're going to get the speedy Kita. That's going to go as a ground out. 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away here for the Buffaloes. We've been having some fun with those posts as well. We use AI to create the picture, but then what we do is we are able to, at that point in time, instead of using just AI, we are able to go over and post a little portion of the chat. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed there by the left-handed hitting Mugatani. Mugatani 1 for 3 tonight, a double in 3 trips. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. On the desktop, it doesn't look as good as it does when you do it when you see it on the phone. Pitch on the way. There's a fastball that misses up and in. So Eloy says it's 4 a.m. there. Well, maybe we'll see you tomorrow night, Eloy. Great for you to stop in again tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mugatani. Again, the left-hander delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down and in. It's going to be ball 4. And that is going to allow Mugatani to reach base here. 2 gone, and you're issuing walks. Got to throw some strikes. Whatever you can do here to get the batters to swing and induce a swing. Keep the pace of the game moving and moving quickly. So that is going to bring to the plate another pinch hitter. It was Kaida Nakagawa earlier, but this is number 37 for the Buffaloes. And 37 is Ryo Ishikawa. He had come in for Wakatsuki. He swings through a first pitch. So Ryo Ishikawa getting his first at bat tonight. It was a double from Nakagawa's last time, and there was a fastball that misses low. The count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty again delivers. Fastball swung on. It is popped up over behind second base. Moving over underneath it is the shortstop, Mizuno, there to make the catch, and that is going to do it as this ball game is in the books. We'll come back in just a moment to wrap it up for you, but no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your final score is the Fighters 12 and the Buffaloes 4. Stick around, everybody. We'll do the wrap-up for you when we return in just a few. And what do you say? It was a victory for Caddo. I'll come back, and Sad Boy Sorrel was in here. Appreciate you. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. I'll answer your questions when I return right after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. Sad Boys Oral says, why do you put the 5-minute chat on? Well, we put it on. It was suggested to us by one of our listeners probably about a year ago, and it just cuts out a lot of the nonsense sometimes that we get from certain viewers that come in and ask questions, and it's a hit and run. So if you want to ask the question, you got to pay the price, and you got to sit back for at least 5 minutes until the subscribership gets you the thumbs up, and then you can ask away as much as you like. That is what we found, and it just cuts out some of the clutter and the nonsense that would go on in some of the streams. So that's pretty much about it. Well, your final score here was 12-4 tonight. We'll give you an abbreviated rundown. The Fighters scored 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. Buffaloes responded with a pair in the 6th to cut the score line to 5-2. And then it got uglier as the Fighters scored 6 in the top of the 8th inning as they sent 10 hitters to the plate. Took a 12-2 lead. Buffaloes responded with, it was 11-2 lead. Buffaloes responded with a pair of their own in the 8th, make it 11-4, and then a consolation point. Fighters added one more in the 9th inning to make it 12-4, and that is your final score. So our friend said, I talked it here about 4 months ago without the sub, and thank you for your commentary. That's why. Yeah, that's the reason why. It's not just against you. It's just we have some people that would pop in here, and they would ask some irrelevant questions at irrelevant times that would be repeated, and then we would never see them again. So when we pop it in, then that just lets people ask the questions whatever they want. That's how it works. But certainly one of the questions we always get is, where can we find this game on the stream? And so at the 6-minute mark tonight, we announced where it was, and then we point everybody to that spot. You can go back and listen, so we don't have to repeat it 5,867,000 times, which it was what it feels like when people ask all the time. That being said, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and it'll be 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern. Be these same teams again. Our good friend Samurai Prayer in here as well. Thanks again. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. 12-4, your final score. Sad Boys, Sorrel says, hope you get a gig in broadcasting. I don't know. This is tough enough as it is. We enjoy doing it, but we're not really looking for the gig at the moment. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow, 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern for more action. Enjoy the evening, everybody, and enjoy the beer.